And we're back. This topic is a little bit spicy. It kind of just depends on how you look at it. You know, they talk about this all the time on social media, all that. We're pretty much going to talk about gender dynamic roles in modern day society right now and what we think. Women, y'all can talk about y'all side, men, you can talk about our side. So yeah, let's get right into it. What do y'all think about, you know, the gender roles in society right now?
That's what we think.
Honestly, I think so. Okay, I can only give my own personal perspective and how I would say it works for me in my marriage. You know, I would say like I don't necessarily actually believe in gender roles too tough. Actually, I believe in having a very how do I say like fluid relationship where like my wife can do things and I can also do things, where it's not like, oh, the woman has to do this. No, I actually don't personally believe in that actually. Obviously there are some things that I feel like I need to do as a man, do you know what I'm saying, to keep my household together and stuff like that. Things but that's more personal than I think like, oh, that a man needs to do it, you know what I'm saying? Like I guess like, you know, I take the car to the mechanic to deal with the car and stuff like that, but I guess I know more about cars. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to the car wash, I clean the car, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So like, I don't, like, you know, I take out the trash too, but like, you know, maybe I'm stronger, I can carry the trash, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't like, you know what I mean? Like I don't like to put labels on things like, oh yeah, a woman has to do this or a man has to do this. I feel like at the end of the day, you have to work as a team. And that looks very different on different days.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? For your home or your relationship to function the way it needs to function. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? So it really just depends. I don't like putting labels on things. Like, I'm not gonna lie, in my house, I wash dishes, I cook, I clean. That's just what I do in my home. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't put all of that on my wife because that's stressful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's stressful. In some seasons, she cooks. But like my wife that was recently pregnant, I cooked a lot because she needed the rest. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So in different seasons in your relationship, it looks different. So I don't like the whole kind of like labeling and doing all that. That's not really my thing.
No, I agree. What about one of y'all? I know y'all got something.
I think the dynamics are predicated on what each partner like grants the space for that person to be. Okay. I know I said a whole bunch of jargon, but like, I adhere to a little bit more of like traditional gender roles. Okay. I like the idea of like being a woman in that like I'm taken care of, and a man taking care of me. Now, not in the extreme, like I do nothing and he does everything, but like the things that I saw my dad do and how my dad was, I kind of want my partner to be that same way. And even how my brothers are with me, like, I am so taken care of, it's crazy. I'm also the youngest. So the way I view gender roles and dynamics is based off of that, but also with it being like both people contribute. So like in my household, I took out the trash, I raked the yard, the boys did the dishes. Like everybody was gonna do everything because everybody's equipped. And there was no entitlement over anything, and my parents made sure that like we knew that. But for me, I want a man to be a little bit more masculine, and I want him to create the space for me to be more feminine in my own definition of that.
Facts.
Which is like being more vulnerable and like allowing myself to feel safe enough to nurture in the way that's natural for me. So that's how I view it for me. But I also understand that everybody's balance is different, and some women like the opposite, and then some men like the opposite. So it's an individual, it's subjective. But for me, I like more traditional.
Yeah, I would actually say the same thing. But my story was a little bit different. You know, I grew up in a family where my mom worked really hard. So did my dad, but she's just a boss. Like, that's just who she is. You know, so, but then at the same time, my dad would also help out in the house. He was a very humble person, you know? So I grew up seeing that. And I also, so in a sense, I grew up seeing a very strong woman. You know, not that she disrespected her husband, but she was very strong. So I grew up feeling like, you know what, actually, I want to be an independent woman. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I have to break it to you. There's nothing there. There's independent woman, because I have to be very honest. I've tasted it. I've paid bills. I've paid a mortgage, and I want to be taken care of. I want the traditional thing, and so because I'm a hardworking person and I just can't sit around and do nothing, I'm still going to. I believe in balance. You know, I believe that like everybody, you know, picks up the slack wherever they can. We strengthen each other, you know, but at the same time, I do like the traditional thing. You know, I like that, you know, I like a manly man who makes me want to be more feminine, who makes me want to throw away the independent woman title. I don't want it anymore. I'm going to be honest.
So I guess for both of y'all, so in terms of you want the traditional like man or whatever, like would y'all say y'all are traditional women?
I wasn't, but like I said, I feel like my mindset on this has flipped. You know, I used to be the type of person who was, I'm an independent woman, I don't need your help, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized it's not a sweet life. It's not pretty. So now I'm going to be honest, I'm relearning how to be more feminine, how to allow a man to take care of me. You know, I'm having conversations with my mom. I'm like, Mommy, why didn't you ever do this? Why didn't I ever see you do this? You know, I'm putting in the effort, you know, to learn how to be more traditional. You know, I'm not saying like, oh, I know how to cook. I know how to do all these things. But did I want to do it for a man? Probably not. You know, but I'm at the point where, no, like, and also I'm in a relationship. When you're with someone who makes you feel more comfortable to be feminine, your femininity will thrive.
It's going to take over, That's facts. That's facts. I think for me, I based off of I always tell people the first example of a relationship that I've ever had was my parents. So growing up, my dad took care of everything. And my mom, she didn't chill, but she was with the kids and she was doing that. So all I ever knew growing up, that's how my thought process was. It's like, okay, like whenever I have a partner, I'm going to that's how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of her. You know, she'll be at home, do that. And I feel like kind of a lot of what I realized as we get older, people's viewpoints, a lot of it stems from some are social media and some is just from the environment like you grew up in. That's just what it is. Fact. Sometimes it's just the environment you grew up in. And mine is just based off of like the environment I grew up in. Right. Now, with that being said, what people don't understand is like, just because you're a housewife, that don't mean you're not doing no work, bro.
It's a lot.
Like, I feel like even the older I've gotten and even like with a bunch of like conversation with my female friends, like, bro, that staying at home with the kids, that's not an easy thing. But I feel like innately, like some people kind of throw it under the bus. It's like, oh, you're not the one that's paying for the bills. And don't get twisted, like my dad was covering like a lot. So that's all I know. And there's some that I've talked to, like, you know, you don't have to do that, but like, that's kind of all I've seen. And it worked for our family dynamic. Now, it may not work for everybody else. But what I would say is like, I know it depends. I'm an advocate for like, I definitely think the man should take care of the woman. Like I like and growing up and even like biblically and stuff like, I just think that as a man, if you're pursuing this person, why would you not want to take care of them? Like, why would you want to put it in a question mark of like, oh, they can do it because they can. It's not about if you can. If that's your woman, bro, you want to just do it. You know. Now it's different if like financial stuff come into play, whatever. Then, you know, push comes to shove. But like you sought after her, you continue seeking her. That is your woman. That is your girlfriend. That is your wife. Okay, I'm gonna do my own due diligence to take care of her because she's definitely gonna feed everything back into me. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like people get into a tit for tat type of thing, and that's when I feel like you're already halfway out of the relationship. Because it's not about, you know how people say 50-50? I don't think there's no such thing as 50-50 to me in a relationship.
It doesn't exist.
I think it's legit 100-100. Yeah. Now the hundreds may look different. That's the thing. But like, that's how I look at it. And even that stems from certain viewpoints of like, you know, some people are like, I think it's only gonna work if the man likes me more. Look, God knows my heart. I disagree. Because to me, if I feel that I just like you more, the steps I'm taking out, I'm out of there. No, because I'm like, bro, what you mean? Like, we supposed to be in this, you know what I'm saying? So I just think like, in terms of that dynamic, I think 100, I take care of you, you take care of me. Now, however y'all set it, that's y'all's own business. But I do think at the end of the day, there is a certain type of way like the man should take care of like his woman. That's just what it is.
And that obviously makes you feel good as a man. Like, as I said, like, it can be very fluid and it's also very subjective. Yeah. But even me as a man, there are certain things I do in my home that I feel that like makes me feel good as a man. Like, I wake up. Bro. Yeah, like I pay the bills. I pay for the house. I pay for the mortgage and stuff like that. Whatever. Like that makes me feel good as a man. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like me, when I like taking care of a woman, to me, to taking care of my wife, it makes me feel good. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel happy when I do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, my wife is good. Because me personally, I'm a type of person where I can't function unless my wife is good. I can't operate. Like, I literally can't do anything. Like, so for me personally, like, I grew up in a home where like my dad was like a Superman to us. To where like he could do anything. My dad could wash dishes. My dad could cook. Like, to me, that was what Superman was. But obviously, why are we having this conversation? We're having this conversation because we live in a society where people like to put labels on things. Yeah. And it's like, if that person is not doing that thing, you're cancelled. No, that's a bum. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's crazy what we're living in. Like, I know for a fact, if today things went left, if today things went upside down in my home, I know my wife got me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You, and there's no shame in that. You know what I'm saying? I know my wife got me 100%. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if that's a gender roles or whatever, do you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't even make any sense. Like all that stuff is just circumstantial. Do you get what I'm saying? Like all that stuff is about situation. People are like, bro, people out here blocking their blessings because of all this nonsense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, bro? Let's talk about it, man. People are actually out here blocking their people. I agree. Bro, people are having the man that they need mentally, physically, and emotionally by their side, but because he cannot meet the financial requirements, people are letting, like, you know what I'm saying, they're letting them go. Do you get what I'm saying? I agree. You know, bro, like, or let's even say this, what's your lot's perspective on this? A man comes in like, let's pay 50-50 on the bills. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The perspective? Girls are cutting off guys for this, you know? Girls are locking guys off for this. I'm telling you now, like, they're locking them off for this. Me personally, I don't believe in it. You know what I'm saying? Yes. I don't believe in it. I wouldn't do it. But circumstances is everything, bro. Yeah. Bro, what if you can't afford it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? What if you can't afford it? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it's like, okay, cool, let's do this one in half, and then like you do this and you do that, I do that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People's homes work differently. Yeah. Like me personally, I believe that. Okay, cool. The reason why I pay the rent and the mortgage is because I'm the one that keeps the roof over our head. Yeah. But whatever is going on in that house, a woman turns a house into a home. That's what I personally believe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I could meet a house, I just pay the bill, and that's still the house. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Whatever goes on inside those four walls is a woman to me. Yeah. That, you know what I'm saying, that knows how to, you know, maneuver that space properly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Me, if I want to go buy a couch, I'm telling you, I can go on Facebook and buy a couch. I can buy anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it depends, bro. We're all gifted in different ways. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bro, there's some guys that know more about interior design than a woman does. Yeah. Let's be real. That's true. There's some guys that can cook better than, bro, we're talking about a woman in 2024, bro. Bro, there's some women in 2024 that can't cook, bro. Let's be real. Some of them they can't cook, bro. Yeah, they can't be cooked. They can't be cooking and the same one that will scream gender role. It's mad. Like, we live in a mad world, bro. I promise you, man. No, I'm not like, me and my friends have this conversation all the time. I think that's, I'm a person of like, if you can't do it yourself, for the love of God, do not go and ask somebody to do it unless you can meet them halfway. I feel a lot of people don't meet people halfway. Again, cooking is a necessity. So technically, male or female should. Let's just keep it a beat. Yeah, y'all gotta eat. Let's just be. But let's be honest. Traditionally and culturally, for some of us, it leans towards one gender, and that's the woman. You know what I'm saying? I get it. So obviously, if you're watching your parents and you see that, subconsciously, that's low-key where you're gonna like want or whatever. Yeah. So I get it in that circumstance. But now with all this social media stuff, like I feel like there's no grace, there's no nothing. You want a finished product from day one. And that's, to me, more times than not, that's not
Like, real, there's variables that definitely surpass that. Now, obviously, I get it. Again, like we said, a man should take care of the woman, for sure. But also, like what I said earlier, if you're gonna, but all these women are saying this, and that, not all, but some before y'all try and kill me. The stuff that they're asking for, like, bro, they don't even do half of it themselves, bro. Like, that's how, from the experience.
Elaborate on that, sorry.
Like, okay, I always talk about, like, finances. That's just the biggest thing. I don't care what anybody says, bro. A lot of people are looking for a sponsor. Not y'all, not for many of the women around me. Luckily, I was telling you, like, I'm blessed with, like, level-headed, correct women around me. But a lot of people are looking for a sponsor. Now, I don't blame them, because there's some guys out here that they don't even know that they're in a sponsorship. They're not in a relationship, they're in a sponsorship. I'm not gonna lie. Anytime she says, card, you just, like, she's not doing nothing. She's just there. That's your own business. Now, for me, I'm not doing that. That's not me. But, and again, in terms of examples on that, just more so like these people, I don't want to say they're taking advantage of it, but they are. And again, I don't blame them, because again, some people actually, that's their life. They get fulfilled that way. Yeah. Like, there's people that they meet that are ready, they just want them to be anyhow, let me just do, that's not what I personally want. So I don't blame people for reaching it. But the reason is, all these people are thinking that they all have the same opportunity. This one person has that is technically an anomaly. Not saying it won't happen for you, but like, let's grow up. I
kind of disagree with that, though.
Let's grow up, bro.
I kind of disagree with that, though.
Why?
From a perspective of like they can't do it themselves. Like, to me, if you're in a relationship, like, there's a lot of things I can't do for myself that my wife can do for me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, what is the essence of a relationship? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when we're talking about that 100, there are so many things that a woman can do for you that you cannot do for her. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and as we all kind of say, like, figuring out that, you know what I'm saying, that balance, that balance of it at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what? There are some guys that they like that. They just want to spend crazy on their woman, bro.
For sure.
They want to spend, but obviously we just live in a generation where that's now become, like, you know what I'm saying, a standard. You know what I'm saying? It's become a standard. There's some guys that don't mind having a housewife.
Yeah, for
There
sure.
are some wives that don't mind having a house husband too.
No,
you know what I'm saying? It just depends.
No.
It just depends on what
in
works.
that aspect, I agree. When I'm saying this, I'm like, this is a specific, like, niche of women that I'm saying. In that scenario, yes, I agree. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just losing my mind here.
Yeah.
If there's people that have or are lacking of this, and that, I don't think you should even be comfortable enough to ask for certain stuff.
Yeah.
Some people can, and some people get it.
Okay.
But I feel like there's a certain type of, what's the word? Audacity.
Yeah. Okay, but so we live in a world where, right? So obviously, I don't want to take it too much or go into the Bible or whatever like that. Okay, cool. The man is the head of the home.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? Let's address that. However, this might be an unpopular opinion. Like, to me, men have tainted their own image of how women view them.
I agree.
That is my opinion.
I agree.
I believe that a lot of men have tainted, like, women find it hard to submit to a man because of what men have done. Do you get what I'm saying?
I agree.
So now, let's talk about a man as the head of his home. So we can describe him as a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Quote,
So what is a leader? You know what I'm saying? Now, what does a leader do? A leader puts people in positions where they can thrive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, bro, I don't want to go too much into the Bible. Jesus Christ washed the feet of his disciples. He washed their feet. Yeah. He was their leader and he washed their feet.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? To me, I tell my wife this all the time. I want you to be better than me.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, I want you to make more money than me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm dead serious. Like, that's how I process, because if I'm a leader, then I have to be a leader all the way.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But we have men where they're like, you know what I'm saying? They want to have, they keep on changing the goalposts. They want to be a type of leader, I can just shout at her. You know what I'm saying? I can tell her what to do, she gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, bro. We're living in crazy times, and that's why even this thing is even a topic. oh, what's a man supposed to do or what's a woman supposed to do? And to me, that's because men have tainted this thing. Like they've tainted the relationships and what leadership actually looks like. So that's why now women are standing up and like, we're talking about independent women, they're standing up and like, bro, what does a man have to do for me? That's what I'm saying. Like, what I gotta do it by myself, because like what type of leadership are you giving me?
Yeah.
Just what I'm saying? Like imagine now, like, bro, we live in a time where women are literally retraining themselves just to be like, bro, men are like, good men are having a hard time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like getting into that space with women, because they're like, bro, you need to prove yourself.
Yeah.
You need to prove yourself, bro. But our society has obviously tainted it where it's like, oh, okay, you got to prove yourself financially. No, bro, there's a lot more, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Men out here, bro, we actually do have to prove ourselves.
Yeah.
It's true. We do.
I agree. I'm not gonna lie. That was good. I ain't gonna lie. Lisa, you've been quiet. What's up? You have anything to say?
I'm thinking, there are just so many things that I'm thinking about. I'm gonna take it back to like the first question.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about how I said like my dad took care of and I'm just thinking about like take care of. Like everybody defines that a different way.
That's true.
Because like my dad took care of my mom made more money.
Yeah.
Like my mom, she was the head of the household, if we really call it what it is. But like the way I viewed my dad was very like, he took care of me, and that every day when I got off the bus and came home from school, my dad had a meal for me and helped me with my homework. But my mom was working, you know, like my dad treated me, I was the baby girl. So the way that I was treated to me, I was like, oh my gosh, my dad took so much care of me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until later on that I had to like unearth the fact that I was mimicking my mom. And that like I was like, I'm gonna work hard, I'm gonna take care of everything. I can't sit down, nobody can take care of me. So it's like two-pronged. Like, what does take care of mean to you? And like, are you operating and being taken care of?
Yeah.
Or being the one taking
Or being the caretaker. Yes.
That's right.
I'm not like, that's a good question. Because now that you said that, I'm thinking, and I think subconsciously we think the one that's being taken care of is the one that makes like the most money, or like the one that's taking care of everyone is the one that makes the most. Head of household is just the one.
Makes it,
And I'm not gonna lie, in my household, my dad made more money, but I think my mom was like the head of the household though. And I think that's why, even when like I hear like women, so I'm like, bro, like don't piss me off.
No, okay. Well, hold on. So I think we have to be very, very careful, because I'll say this, right? Because our moms are always like, we're African. You know what I'm saying? We're Nigerian. Our moms are always, you know what I'm saying? They're always like, they're kind of the go-getters, like the ones that are kind of doing blah, blah, blah. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, my mom is like that too.
Yeah.
But my dad runs my home, bro.
Yeah.
But he's shush about it, bro. He's in the back. Bro, my mom, what do you think my mom moves without my... Bro, yes, I'm saying, my mom does not make one decision without my dad. But my dad is always there, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes in our homes, bro, we don't see that aspect of leadership.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Bro, like, we see the aspects of leadership where, like, our moms are so hands-on.
Yeah,
so hands-on, go-getters, bro. But we don't know that it's actually our dads that are actually running the home, bro, from the bedroom.
Yeah.
Bro, I learned at a very older age that, bro, like, my dad says stuff to my mom in their room at night. I don't even know what they talk about, and my mom is the one that enforces it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So he's a leader in his own right, but like he just might not have the power to enforce it maybe the way my mom does.
Yeah.
But that's where humility comes in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, men of today,
So that's actually that was crazy, the word I was gonna say initially. Is like it's the humility aspect.
Yeah.
I just think pride has jumped too much into like the dynamic of like just friendships and relationships in general. And I feel like once there's too much pride in either side, it's always gonna be rocky unless people both come down like here. Yeah. Because I feel like, and again, in a bunch of dynamics that I've seen growing up, like pride, if anything, it's one of the main like factors.
Yeah,
like, even in friendships, bro, like growing up, I'm like, dang, like, you start to realize, like, bro, most of this stuff can definitely be dealt with. Yeah. It's in here, bro. It's your heart, in your head. The pride is too much. So it just allows certain stuff. It's like, for instance, even when y'all were talking about like the just taking out trash or whatever, bro, in the grand scheme of things, that should not even be anything of importance.
It's not that deep,
like
bro.
let's bro, you are picking up trash that both of y'all ate.
Yeah.
Put it in the dustbin.
Yeah.
And some people like on a serious note, some people will X because like, nah, like there's no way I can do that. That's quote unquote below me or I'm above that, whatever.
Yeah.
Like humility plays a huge aspect in partnership, I feel like. And if you can't see eye to eye or meet someone halfway, I think you're already going into something with an obscure like way of viewing. Yeah, and then I think, and this is not something I always knew. I think the more and more as I practiced, quote unquote, I didn't practice on purpose, but like you kind of just see the dynamics with your friends, see the dynamics with your friends' relationship. You're like, oh wait, I'm starting to realize like a certain pattern, or see certain patterns and stuff. And like obviously you pick up stuff you want, you pick up stuff that you don't want. And obviously in your experience, certain things are gonna come out in certain time periods, but it's kind of how you like deal with them or whatever. And I was telling my friends, I feel like humility is not something that everyone just has. I'm not gonna lie. It's not. Like a lot of people have to learn to be like in a humble state. And not humble negatively, but like just in like, okay, I hear you, I see you, like, okay, let me see what it is. Because I feel like some people feel like they're losing something in it. And I feel like it's not always like that, in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like this was a great conversation. Again, please, none of y'all, I hope y'all are not offended by it. Don't kill me, nothing. But yeah, if y'all have any comments, make sure y'all comment down below. We definitely talked about gender dynamics. I mean, this is a real thing. And I'm assuming all of us are, like, he's already married. You know what I'm saying? But all of us got, like, a future to come and certain stuff to deal with. So yeah, see you on the next episode. Let's get it.